University's virtual open house. We're so excited to have you guys here with us today. My name is Island Jenkins, and it's my pleasure to serve as today's host of today's interactive program. Of course, it was our preference to host you on our beautiful campus this morning, but unfortunately, our top priority is keeping people safe and healthy as well. I cannot say enough about the great lengths Niagara has gone to keep students like me engaged in a living learning experience while socially distanced. In fact, in just a little while, we're going to give you a glimpse of one of the many ways that our Office of Campus Activities is helping us have fun and stay connected during this unusual time. We'll put the game link in the chat, so please feel free to open it up in a new browser or on your phone so that you're ready to win some prizes later. As mentioned before, my name is Island, and I am a sophomore from Buffalo, and I'm studying hospitality with a minor in finance. You'll find that a lot of Niagara students add second majors or minors to make themselves even more marketable after graduation, which is probably uh, why most of you guys are going to college in the first place. 97% of the NU alumni are employed or graduate within 6 months of graduation. That, of course, is a bit farther down the road, but today is all about helping you guys start off at NU and finding the right school for you. An open house is such an exciting part of the college search. We're so grateful that you have let us into your homes on this beautiful Saturday morning to tell you more about Niagara and what sets us apart from the rest. As we get started, I want to quickly mention a few things so that we can make this the best experience possible for you guys. Number one is that our session is being recorded, so you'll have the opportunity to rewatch it and catch up on anything that you may have missed. I would like to ask anyone who isn't speaking to please mute your microphone to avoid any background noise. Um, as soon as you can, please comment in the chat section with your name, your high school. Actually, yes, just your name and your high school. We value relationships very much at NU, and we like to get a better sense of who you guys are online today. So if you guys can just do those things for us, we would greatly appreciate it. Since we plan to dedicate plenty of today's program to answering your questions, please feel free to begin typing any questions that you may have in the chat section. We'll answer as many as we can in just a little while. So now that that's out of the way, I'm going to ask a few of our fellow Purple Eagles, Kelsey Cullinan to be exact, to tell you more about the power of Niagara University.
Thank you, Island. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. I hope that each and every one of you and your loved ones are doing well and staying healthy. I'd like to share a bit of my journey here at Niagara with you. I first found Niagara University going into my senior year of high school. I was immediately drawn by NU's commitment to early internships and career preparation. This, coupled with our average class size of 19, sealed the deal. College can be scary, regardless of if you know you found the right fit. I'd like to take you through a few of my biggest concerns coming into college and how Niagara already had systems in place to ensure I was on the path to success. My biggest concern coming into college wasn't dorming or the dining hall or finding where my classes were, but Calculus 1. Many students wonder whether they'll be able to keep up in college classes or if their classes will even be enjoyable. I was met the first day with a captivating speaker, innovative teacher, and a brilliant researcher whose passion was clearly teaching math at high levels. Her name was Dr. Mangum. Luckily for me and all NU students, Dr. Mangum is not alone in this. The very theory I learn about in my education classes is how I'm being taught by the experts of the field. It is the academic life here at Niagara that has given me the confidence that I will be well qualified to serve the people our Vincentian mission calls us to. Secondly, students, and let's be honest, parents too, wonder whether students will graduate knowing what they truly want to do. For some, this will mean what field of study, and for others, it will be a question of what to do in the field they're passionate about. In my almost 4 years here at Niagara, I've had 6 internships that were all organized by the university. These internships have narrowed a very broad field of education into teaching in an urban middle school. As I head into graduate school, it is that clarity of direction that is able to point me straight where I would like to go. Thirdly, students feel they won't feel fulfilled by whatever major they choose. Students are looking for a sense of purpose. I came to Niagara having barely heard of St. Vincent de Paul. From what I knew, Niagara students did community service and prayed for the poor, but our education extends well beyond the classroom. Our classroom instruction places purpose behind knowledge. Poverty is not just financial, and each of our 80+ majors and minors have an integral role in preparing tomorrow's leaders to tackle the problem of poverty using their respective fields. Niagara will help you discover your why. I'd like to close with a single experience of mine that proves that Niagara has people and systems in place to prevent each of these concerns from ever coming to fruition. The fall of my junior year, I took middle childhood philosophy and practice with Dr. Paul Vermette. Dr. Vermette approached my classmate Megan and I about the possibility to travel to another university and speak to a few classes we had been pen paling with. What seemed like a far-fetched idea ended up being fully funded by the university. This trip would allow Megan and I to speak with teacher education students at a historically Black university about their experience with culturally relevant teachers. Megan and I were not only able to work on our public speaking skills, lesson planning, research skills, and add a notch to our resume, but we were able to have meaningful conversations with students of a completely different set of lived experiences than ourselves. Dr. Vermette took the time to get to know our small class, a class of 8, and realized that both Megan and I had a passion for inner city urban middle schools. Our dean's office and mission integration office exists to help students live out their passion. And for both of us, this trip symbolized a heightened sense of purpose we had in our careers. This trip and the conversations we had solidified the direction we both saw our careers headed in. Because of the people you'll hear from today and more, I can confidently say that when I graduate in May, I know exactly what I want to do. But more importantly, I know why I want to do it. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Kelsey. I can't say enough how our relationship with our professors and the fact that we're able to retain internships, upon coming in as freshmen plays a vital role in our paths moving forward. Now we'll turn our attention over to admissions and financial aid as we venture through this college search process. So joining us today to offer you tips on getting into Niagara and securing one or more Niagara University's generous scholarships is Francesca Borland, Associate Director of Admissions.
So much. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us virtually today. We're thrilled to have you. Like you said, my name is Francesca Borland. I'm the Associate Director of Admissions here at Niagara University. I work with students that are from Rochester and the Finger Lakes area and also the state of New Jersey. So I'm so thrilled that you guys are here today. I'm briefly going to go through some of the admissions criteria, some of the scholarships that we have, and how to kind of go through with the financial aid aspect. All right, so I'm going to start with the admissions criteria. So at Niagara University, we have our own application right on our website, and we're also part of the common application. So whichever way the students will be applying is fine by us. So those are the two ways to go about doing it. We're rolling admissions, so we do not have any specific deadlines that we're looking for when it comes to your application. We're rolling as they come in, as they're complete. We get decisions out as quickly as we can. So we definitely have maybe about a 2 or 3 week turnaround when it comes to getting decisions out after a student has a complete application. Now your application, what we're looking for, of course, your transcript, that's going to come from your guidance counselor from your high school. Letters of recommendation, we always encourage maybe one from your counselor and then another one from another individual, a teacher or anyone I like to say who's going to brag about you. Definitely go ahead and ask them to be your recommendation letter writer. Your college essay, we're not asking a specific question for your essay. We want to just learn a little bit more about you as a student, as a person. This is definitely required for our nursing applicants. We definitely encourage you to write your essay about why you want to be a nurse. We definitely encourage that. And then something that's great to add to your application is your activities resume. So just a list of activities that you're part of, whether it's in your school, outside of it, just again to learn a little bit more about you as a student and as someone that's involved in your community and in your school. We are a test optional school, so for all majors, it's completely up to the student whether you would like to submit your SAT or ACT test scores. So it's, like I said, it's up to the student, but we will take a look at it if you send it, and if you don't, we'll take a look at everything else that you submit, and that's across the board for all of our majors. Merit scholarships are based on your application and are evaluated when you apply. So what's great about that is if you're accepted to the university, you automatically see if you qualify for any of our merit scholarships right when you're reading your acceptance letter. So all of those that list there, that's pretty much sums up what we're looking for in your application. Your specific admissions counselor is the one that's going to be reading your application. So definitely get to know them, reach out to them, ask questions. They're going to be the ones that are reading through all of these. And if you have anything that you'd like to add to your application, or if you would like to just let us know a little bit about something specific that's in your application, get to know us, reach out to us, and we'll definitely work through the application process with you. Next, I'm going to briefly talk about an opportunity for our current seniors. So this is for students that are coming in for the fall of 2021. It's called our Eagle Experience Scholarship. It is a one-time $1,500 scholarship for our seniors. There's 3 requirements for it. One of them you're checking off here today, and it's being part of one of our events, whether it be virtual or if it's been in person. That is that first requirement. So what do you do next? Connect with your admissions counselor. So you'll see, in the chat box today, some of us are introducing ourselves. You can see who we are working with and where we work in terms of our location for our territories. And then applying by November 15th. So I know if you're looking at the calendar right now, that is tomorrow. So definitely I encourage you, it does not have to be a complete application. So you do not have to have all of the materials already set up and submitted. It just has to be that initial submission of your application form. So again, does not have to be completed. If you've already worked through the Common App or worked through the application on our website, all you have to click is submit, and you'll qualify for this scholarship. Again, it's a $1,500 one-time scholarship for the seniors coming in the fall of 2021. So definitely, I know we're literally right around the corner, but if you can make that happen, you can get this scholarship. Some helpful tips. I know I've spoken a little bit to this already, but get to know your specific admissions counselor. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you through this process. We're here to make the application process as smooth as possible for you. I know the times are a little crazy right now, and you might not have gotten all of the help that you really needed during your junior year and heading into your senior year, but that's what we're here for. We're here to answer your questions. You can brag about yourself. Let us know all the things about you so that, we're the ones reading your application. So the more we know about you, the easier it is for us to, read that application and be as honest as possible with you and work through it with you. So definitely get to know your specific admissions counselor. Like I said, check the chat box for any of us introducing ourselves in our territories, but also on our website, you'll see that all of our territories are listed on the admissions page. And you can also get to connect with us right there as well by signing up for interviews or virtual meetings with us throughout this process. Again, we're rolling admissions, like I mentioned, so there are no specific deadlines, but earlier is definitely better. Honestly, just to get it out of the way. Definitely before the holidays is a great idea, just so that you can get that application in and possibly know before Christmas whether you were accepted. So definitely earlier the better, especially, on the financial aid part of it. The FAFSA opened on October 1st. So if you get that application in, you get that FAFSA in, you can kind of go through to the holidays with everything submitted, and you don't have to worry too much. So definitely those are some helpful tips to keep in mind throughout this process. This here is definitely all of our contact information. So feel free to reach out to us through our website, give us a call. This is our general admissions line, or you can find all of our specific contacts on our website for each of the individual admissions counselors, like I said.
Thanks, Francesca.
Oh, sorry.
You're good. Francesca and several other members of our admissions team will be around during our live Q&A at the tail end of today's event. You can also email us your questions at admissions@niagara.edu or use any of the contact information Francesca just shared. Additionally, we're offering some upcoming sessions with our Director of Financial Aid, Katie Kosis, on how to fill out the free application for federal student aid. You can register for one of those sessions and other informational events at niagara.edu/visitnu.
That's right, Kelsey. And for our guests, that same URL can be used to participate in any virtual events that are hosted by Niagara's Office of Career Services. So you can choose from sessions dealing with why NU teachers get hired first, where communication studies, I apologize, grads get jobs, and how Purple Eagles are helping Disney World get ready for the holiday season, and so much more. With us today, and to tell you how NU will help you get into the career or graduate school that you love, is our one and only Stephanie Morris, the Director of Career Services. Stephanie?
All right. Good morning, everyone. I'm happy to be here, happy to talk about how our office supports students. So Career Services, we really do take an all-inclusive approach to working with students. Our goal is to help you to achieve your goals. So for many students, when you're coming in, you're thinking about internships, and possibly you're even thinking about the end of the road, what you will do after you graduate from Niagara University, and for some that includes employment, and for others that includes moving on to graduate school. So how do we help students, and what does the Career Services Office do? We are invited into a number of courses by our faculty. So we present in about 100 different courses per year on topics such as the job search process, resume writing, cover letter writing, as well as interviewing skills. We also provide individual career advising appointments. So right now, we are doing a lot of those appointments remotely. We also have the ability to do in-person appointments, which of course is our preference. But once again, keeping everybody's health and safety in mind, we have certainly moved to that remote model for now. We host a number of specific career fairs and virtual career panels throughout the year. And we have some staple events that we have every year, such as our Career Expo, but we're always looking to bring in new topics and focus on different industries, really based on the student needs and what they're looking for when we meet with them. Our office also has a role in student employment. So financial aid determines eligibility when it comes to federal work study, but we have a person in our office, Krista Massaro, who helps with the federal work study process. So she gets students ready for their interviews with individual departments and helps to place them into their work experience. We have an internship coordinator, and that is her primary role, is to focus on securing internship opportunities for students. And I'll talk in a few minutes about how we prepare students for that process. We also have Handshake, which is known as our Get Hired portal. And this is an online career management system where students are able to upload their resume. It is then searchable by employers. You can connect with other students as well as employers. We handle all of our event registrations through there. And then anytime we have any part-time, full-time, or internship opportunities, they are posted on the Get Hired portal. We also work very much with our alumni base that we have. We have a lot of alums that are willing to give back to Niagara. We always say once a Purple Eagle, always a Purple Eagle. So that helps in terms of our employer connections as well as mentoring opportunities. So when we talk about why do we do this, what are employers looking for, how are we preparing students? There is a list of career readiness skills. And as you hear from the various academic departments and you learn more about our gen ed curriculum, you will notice that career readiness is something that can be developed both through experiential learning as well as your coursework, and then also just through any part-time job opportunities that you have, as well as your engagement on campus. And so when we're talking about career readiness and how we prepare students, we're really focusing on our Pathways program. And so the Pathways program is unique to Niagara in that it is a 4-step process that helps students to identify and then have a plan to achieve their career goals. And so the first step in the process is assessment. And what's unique about the Pathways program is that it is designed to be individual to the needs of the student. So for some students coming in, they may find that an assessment that they take with one of us helps them to kind of put them in a career direction or an industry direction. And for others, you've specifically chosen your major because at this point you have an idea of what are some of the careers that you're interested in. What we're going to do through this process is we are going to help you to have a plan. So it may start with, let's look at your resume and where you are now, and then let's look at the industry or the job that you're looking to get into, and how do we help you get there? And so this 4-step process is designed to help you get to your goal. I'm happy to say that starting this summer of 2021, we are able to offer a stipend for unpaid internships. And so Niagara is really putting a premium on the internship experience, and we are going to be able to provide a $1,500 stipend to about 20 students that secure unpaid internships for the summer. And so that is something that we are looking to build, and this will happen through this process. When it comes to events, we just wanted to give you a little bit of an overview of some of the events that we've hosted this past fall. You will notice that they are very major specific. And in the spring, our programming will be specific to the preparation process for our All Majors Career Fair, as well as some additional initiatives that we have. So I am going to stick around for the Q&A. If anybody has any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat, and it's been wonderful to speak to everybody today. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, Stephanie, for being with us today and for all that you do for our students and alumni. Unlike many other colleges, you can use Niagara's Office of Career Services as a resource forever, not only as a student or a recent graduate. Now let's turn our attention to something else. There's a saying at Niagara that where you live will change your life. Coming from the Syracuse area, I can definitely tell you that living on campus can add so much to the college experience, and data shows that it actually improves student success. But rather than steal her thunder, I'll let our Director of Residence Life, Kim Fenton, tell you more about what you can expect from the living learning experience here at Niagara.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kelsey. I really appreciate it. And thanks to everybody for spending a Saturday morning with us. It's a beautiful day in Western New York. You know, we've got all kinds of sunshine this morning, so we definitely will miss you on campus, but we've still got a good program here. So thanks to everybody who put this together. Just to get started here. So what I want you to take away from what residence life is at Niagara is we're here to make sure that you can be academically successful. That's really it. That's the big thing that we're looking to do for you. And so when it comes to being in a place where you're around other people who are taking your same major, your same classes, where, you know, you can have, you know, a study group and, you know, in the lounge at midnight the night before a test if you need to, things like that, just to be on campus and really be immersed in the middle of your whole academic experience is really kind of the important thing here. And so everything that we set up in the residence halls is to help support you making the connections that you need to be successful, whether those are just who am I going to hang out with to blow off stress from, you know, having all these, you know, these tests and papers and stuff that I'm writing, to I want to be close enough so that I can still go to events, so that I can be involved in extracurriculars, you know, when those events are taking place after hours. So we can house approximately 1,400 students, and we've got 7 different residential areas. So everything from corridor style to apartments. We also have these houses in the middle of campus that are our living learning communities. But our first year students live in Seton and O'Shea halls in first year floors. First years are assigned a roommate, but they can choose their own if they'd like. So if you know someone that you're coming to Niagara with, you are more than welcome to live with that person, to request them. And we also have a 2-year residency requirement, and I'll talk a little bit more about why that is in just a moment. But if you are under 21, if you live within 50, or I'm sorry, if you're over 21, if you live within 50 miles of campus, you're married, you're a veteran, et cetera, you're allowed to live off campus. Everybody else, we want you to be on campus because we know there's so many good things happening here. And I'm going to show you over here a little bit because you can't come to campus today, unfortunately. So I'm going to show you over here the virtual tour that we have on our website. And I'm going to put this in the link too, so that you can you can see this here. So if you can't see my screen, someone just let me know. So here's what we've got here. This is one of the first year doubles. This is Seton Hall. So, you know, when you come in, this is the hallway. You can see you've got everybody else here. The bathrooms are right here. So just a couple of doors down, you can see the bathrooms, and you can really do this whole tour yourself. This is where the elevators are. The stairways go that way. There's lounges on the floor, etc. And so when you come in here, this is what our typical double looks like. So we've got this new furniture in the rooms that students really like. It's really nice furniture, and you know, it comes with everything you see in terms of what's the wooden stuff. So the bed, this little desk nightstand thing here, you can move it, it's on wheels. So some students use it as a nightstand. Everybody's got these little drawers. And then there's these nice armoires as well. I'll take a step back so you can see those a little better. Just in terms of the space that you've got here, there is quite a bit of floor space, and there's a whole lot of different ways that students like to arrange their rooms so that, you know, you can see that there's a whole lot of possibilities here in terms of floor space and all that. What I also like to point out on this virtual tour is no matter where you go at NU, you always end up with a pretty nice view. So I really like this one as well. And so this is just what our typical first year student room looks like. And again, I'm going to put the link in the chat so you can check out not only the other spaces on campus, but you can see some lounges as well. And I'll also show you right now, this is the lounge that's on the first floor of Seton and O'Shea Halls. I know this view, it's a little choppy, but we'll see what this looks like in here. So the way that I look at our lounges is that this is really like the living room of your building. And so here, you know, there's some study space, you know, you'll always see students hanging out on these tables. Over here, we've got two really big TVs. And so even since we've taken this picture here, this virtual tour, we've got even more new furniture in these buildings. So the lounges are always nice and updated. You've got pool tables. This over here we call the Thanksgiving table, just because, you know, you can get so many people at this table. And there's always students here. It's like counter height. So there's always students sitting at that table doing homework. See if I can show you the laundry room through here as well. And again, never a bad view on campus if you can get close enough to see this. So, you know, even our laundry room has a good view, which is really funny. So in here, we got 16 washers, 16 dryers for the whole building. And so again, there's a lot of different residence halls on here that you can look at in terms of our apartments that our juniors and seniors live in. And you just kind of navigate through. I'm sure many of you have seen these before. You just kind of click on the circles of where you want to go to. So I'll let you do that and check that out as well. So in terms of, I'm going to turn the screen share off here, and I think we can get back to the PowerPoint. So then, perfect, thanks. So in terms of why we suggest that people live on campus, resident students, we've done all these studies on our campus at least, and we know that resident students are earning a higher GPA. We know that resident students are more likely to interact with their faculty, they're going to be involved in leadership roles. And that's important because, as Stephanie was saying, this is really about what's our next step. And we want to really build out this diverse array of experiences that students are getting, not only in their extracurriculars, their internships and things like that in their classes, but also who am I exposing myself to? What am I learning about that's happening on campus? And then we also know this is a really interesting number here, I always find. We found that when we did this study, we found that 70% of our commuters graduate in 4 years, which is a great number. If you look around and compare that to other schools, especially public schools in the area, that 70% is ahead. But where the magic is really happening is our students who live on campus for 4 years are graduating at 94%, which tells me that living on campus is a really, really impactful experience. And I also just want to shout out, we have community advisors on our campus. So they're like, you might have heard RAs on other campuses. We call them CAs on our campus because we really like to focus on the community. And you've already met two of our awesome CAs. Island and Kelsey are both CAs, both in a freshman building. And so just a testament to having people here who are involved and who know how to answer your questions when you get here. They're going to learn your name on the first day and they really care about you. So there's some contact information here for me on the next slide over, and please feel free to reach out or get a hold of me. Put some questions in the chat, I'll hang out and I'll send you the link as well. But thank you for spending this Saturday with us.
Thanks so much, Kim, for that awesome information and that virtual tour. That was everything. Heavy emphasis on the nice view anywhere you are around campus. I definitely have a nice view from my dorm room. So moving on from that, before we get into hearing from our academic deans, I would love to chat with you guys about some things that you can do around campus and on campus. So I'm going to welcome into our conversation Niagara University's unofficial Dean of Fun, Bill Newton, to give you an overview of more than 100 clubs and organizations that we have on campus that you can get involved in. So to paraphrase, there's always something to do at NU. Take it away, Bill.
All right, thanks, Island. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Happy Saturday. And welcome to Niagara in the virtual world. And yeah, thanks for being with us today. I just wanted to take a couple minutes, and actually Island's going to be coming back. He's going to be helping me out. So there's really some key points here that we wanted to stress in campus activities. And just as Kim said, we want you to be successful in the classroom. You're going to get a great classroom experience here with our faculty and the many different options as far as different majors that we offer. So we in campus activities want to help complement that and really get you some awesome experiences, give you some great events, and make sure that you have a great experience here at NU. So we want you to meet other students with similar interests. You're going to discover a lot about yourself and maybe pick up some new interests. Who you are now might change in the next year or 2 or 4 years, but we want to just help round you out and become a better person, become a better leader, and help you attain some of those valuable skills that even Stephanie mentioned in career services to help you be successful. You're going to perform better academically if you're involved on campus. So whether you're a commuter or a resident, there are studies that show that if you're involved in campus life, if you hold a leadership position, maybe an officer position, play in a club sport or activity, you're going to perform better in the classroom too. And oh, by the way, a lot of our events, they're free, everybody. All right, you're going to enjoy numerous free student events, whether that's our Late Night Niagara series, our campus program board that Island's going to talk about offers 30, 40 events a semester. So there's always something going on or always something to look forward to. And we want you to get that true sense of purple pride. We have that here at Niagara. So whether that's getting free t-shirts and free apparel at events and just feeling good about your experience here at NU and the people that you're going to meet. So the general message is to just get involved. As Island said, we have over 100 student clubs and organizations, so hopefully you'll be able to find something that interests you. And if you don't for some reason, well, we have new clubs and new organizations that start all the time, and it's a really easy process to get that going. So I'm going to hand it back over to Island, who's going to talk a little bit about his experience to this point as a sophomore. Go ahead, Island.
Hey guys, so I want to talk a little bit about getting involved. Starting off, so my freshman year, I didn't really get involved as much around campus. I was, a little scared, a little bit more reserved coming in. But Bill Newton has definitely helped out in so many aspects of that. As he might say, this year I burst out on the scene. So I want to talk about. I'm sorry, guys. I want to talk a little bit about NUSCA and CPB. So I serve as the NUSCA treasurer, which is Niagara University Student Government. And working in student government, it just creates a platform for you to have a voice, to work on various advocacy projects. Our school is really big on student representation, is really big on students having voices. And we are able to project our voices through what we call advocacy projects, multiple things that we work on around campus that benefits the students. So NUSCA kind of like takes a more serious approach to, the campus and evolving the campus overall. Moving into CPB, this is the campus programming board, of which kind of coordinates all of our events and things that we have around campus. So I serve as one of the events tri-chairs. And in this role, I'm able to, do so much creative programming with so many other great minds to come up with some awesome events around campus so that everyone can enjoy themselves, because, we're college students. We like to have fun. And Niagara wants to make sure that you guys are getting the most out of this experience. moving on from that, I would like to touch on CMAA. So in CMAA is a hospitality club. So most times what you'll find is that most majors have their own specific clubs that you would like to align yourself with. Um, and this is my hospitality club. So I serve as the vice president of CMAA, which stands for Club Managers Association of America. And this club kind of focuses in on leadership, professionalism, and education. And through that, we attend various conferences. Like this past February, we were able to travel to Grapevine, Texas to attend a World Conference, and we stayed for days on end. And also this last October, we were able to travel to New York City for another conference. And there's all types of various things that, most of the time your education clubs provide. And then moving on from that is internships. This past summer, I was able to do an internship in North Carolina, and that was all because of this club. This club has definitely helped with networking and just getting out there and just getting your feet wet, getting you some hands-on experience so that by the time you graduate, you are in the best position. And being a part of this club helps me with my job placement. So upon graduation, I will be able to go anywhere that I would like because of this club. In the field of club management. And as you guys can see over here in this little picture is where I did my internship this summer. I actually got featured on the club management magazine, which CMAA is a national organization as well. So moving on from that, I would like to touch on residence life and the Multicultural Affairs Office. So as Kim Fenton mentioned before, I am a CA. We are heavy here on the community advisor. We are not resident advisors. We are community advisors. We are community builders. We establish relationships with our residents. That is what our focus is. And that's why I love that job. It's just like you're able to do so much, and it's so much creativity that comes out of it. It's awesome. Moving on from that is the Multicultural Affairs Office. So in my role at the Multicultural Affairs Office, we have an advisory board that advises all diversity clubs on campus, and I serve as the executive chairman on that board. And through that, I'm able to, be kind of an ambassador in the sense for these diversity clubs and needs that they have, on campus and help raise awareness to, controversial topics that they like to talk about or like to focus on. So I do want to turn it back over to Bill. That was just my little spiel about, how to get involved on campus, some of the aspects of campus. There's so many opportunities. It's almost endless. And Bill, if you want to touch back on trivia, because it is trivia time.
It's trivia time, everybody. Thank you, Island. Island's prepping to take my job in a couple of years, everybody, so look out. So we wanted to have a little bit of fun. So if you haven't already, pull out your phone and open up a web browser and go to that website. So it's www.crowd.live/NU Open House. And we've got a little, I'm going to share my screen here. So, or if you want, you can punch that QR code there in the corner. And so we've got like a 5 or 6 question little trivia game. Now in today's COVID world, when we had to take a lot of our programs online, we here at Niagara, we do now a weekly trivia event, Thursday nights. And it's been really popular with our students. We do a variety of topics. And so we wanted to show you guys, give you a little glimpse as to what that is. But you're not just playing for bragging rights, you're playing for some NU swag, all right? So we got a couple shirts here, a couple cups, a couple koozies, 2 of everything, as well as a laptop sticker. This is Vincentian laptop. It's about wearing your mask and being safe, because that's what we do here at Niagara. So Isla, let's get it rolling. And you're basically gonna, you'll see a question and hit the answers, and we'll go from there. Go ahead, Isla. Little countdown for you to build the suspense. All right, so here's our first question. What is the name of the Netflix sequel to the show Full House? And you'll see there Dave Coulier. Dave Coulier actually performed for Niagara students not too long ago, a few years ago. Full house, fuller house, fullest house, or the fullest house ever? Which one is it? All right. Wow. You guys are good. So 97% of you, and I think you're absolutely right. It was Fuller House. Very good. All right. You guys are in the swing already. In what state was the Subway sandwich brand originally established? And if you're from Western New York, you absolutely despise that gentleman over there. I barely want to use the word gentleman. That's Bill Belichick, the coach of the Patriots. All right, let's see what we got. All right, a little bit all over the board here. The answer is actually Connecticut. Yeah, kind of stumped you on that one a little bit, but yep, right in Connecticut. All right, so Thanksgiving time. We all know about the Macy's Day Parade. That's the largest and most well-known, but what other U.S. city hosts the country's oldest and smaller scale Thanksgiving parade? Chicago, New York City, Houston, or Philadelphia? Give you a hint, it's not New York, because that's where the Macy's Day Parade is. All right, let's see our answers. And the real answer is D, Philadelphia. Yeah, it's a much smaller parade, but I guess they've been doing it for even longer than the Macy's Day Parade. All right, so now halfway through, here's our leaderboard. We like to, you know, this is competitive. So Lindsay's on top, followed by Sean and Jamie, but it looks like it's a very close match. Let's keep it rolling, Island. Here's our next clue. We got 3 questions left. So released in 2006, when she was only 16, some of us were learning to drive. She was releasing national albums. What was the name of Taylor Swift's first album? T Swift, Fearless, Taylor Swift, or Red? All right, the suspense. Here we go. All right, again, mixed results. The real answer is C, Taylor Swift. You know, a lot of artists, when they first come out, their first albums are just their name because maybe they're not big yet, so they can't go by their fun nicknames and stuff. All right, which of these tournaments is occurring right now this weekend in professional golf? Masters, the US Open, PGA, or the Arnold Palmer Invitational? Many of you maybe only know about Arnold Palmer, the drink, a little iced tea, a little lemonade. Highly recommend. Yeah, oh, we pretty much got this one, guys. The answer is A, the Masters. Very good. All right, here's the last question. So quick with the trigger finger, everybody. What's the name of our beloved NU mascot? And there's a great picture of him, along with our 20-foot inflatable mascot, because go big or go home. So we never want you to go home. So we go big here. A few different options there. Okay. All right. Well, this is an opportunity to learn, everybody. And this is why we did this. 7 of you got it. The answer is D, Monty, with an E at the end, because our campus is located on a place called Mont Eagle Ridge. Fun fact for you. All right. Drum roll, please. The winner of today's NU Swag is Sean Andrews. All right, Sean. Way to go. You will be receiving, we'll get in touch with you, we'll get your address, and we'll get this prize pack sent out to you. Thanks for playing, everybody. That was fun. So next, we're going to go right from here. I know originally we had scheduled some breakout rooms for you guys to talk about the different academic colleges and opportunities. But you know what? We made a little pivot. We made a little move, and we thought it'd be a great idea for you to just learn about each of the different areas here on campus. So each of our deans are going to take a few minutes and talk to you about their area. And we're going to get started with the director of the Academic Exploration Program, Carolyn Mackey. Carolyn.
Thanks, Bill. I appreciate it. Hey, congratulations, Sean. Great performance in the trivia questions there. Awesome. All right, so welcome, everybody. It is a beautiful day. The sun is shining. I will take that, although the fall colors are pretty much all on the ground now. And so guess what I'm doing after this open house? Anyway, Academic Exploration, Carolyn Mackey. Nice to meet you all, director of the program. So I want to just give you some highlights about our program. So since I'm speaking to the entire group today, this is covering basically all the majors that are in attendance today. So some of this information might be helpful for you folks as well. But for those of you who are here, who are contemplating what you're going to do in higher ed, when that time comes. I want you to know that the thing that sets Niagara University apart is that we have this program, Academic Exploration, available for students still to decide their majors. And what I want you to know mostly about that is that that's okay. That's a great place to be, to still be figuring it out. Walk around with your head held high, even though it might not feel that way when you're having conversations with your friends at your schools about what the future holds for potential institutions you might attend and what you're going to be studying. It's a very common statistic as far as students not exactly sure or changing their major while they're in higher ed. There's educational statistics out there that suggest that it's as high as 80% of students will change their major in higher ed once, or on average 3 times. So for those of you who are here who are decided, don't be nervous, that's all right. There are those of you who have your ideas about it, and that's great. But for those of you still figuring out, this is what the program's for. So what is it about? Well, I can tell you that the most important thing in academic exploration, a fundamental part of the program, is the relationships that we build with our advisees. So how does this work? Up to 4 semesters that you can participate in the program, you're assigned to one of our advisors for the entire time. And when you are ready to declare, then we send you on your way happily and off to your new college to continue on with your journey at the university. So at any point after any of those semesters that you're ready to move on, we will help you do that in a seamless fashion. What are the cornerstones of our program? Academic advisement and experiential learning. All right, so what about those 2 areas? Here's where I get top questions and concerns from students at many of these admissions events that I participate in. So what about transfer credit? What about how do I select courses? Can I change directions with my exploration? So for all of those concerns, when it comes to academic advisement, that's what we're keeping in mind. We are well aware of transfer credit and we pay attention to it from the beginning. We are the ones in the program that you're assigned to that will help you to select your courses every semester. And that's a key part of the exploration. We want you to know that we have the intention to support you on a 4-year plan with your exploration. So solid academic advisement is a big part of that. And then as far as changing directions, well, that's what the program's about. So even though you may start off exploring a couple majors in our program, maybe a semester or 2 later, you get some more ideas and want to change directions. Well, that's what we're here to help you with. Explain how your courses may shift as far as requirements that they fulfill. And again, always keeping in mind that 4-year plan. So we're here to support you in the here and now, but it's also to look at the big picture. What is it that you want to achieve while you're at the university? So then the other cornerstone that I mentioned, experiential learning. So what does this mean? This means getting out of the classroom and having experiences with others, with other students, with other administrators, with other professionals. And many of the speakers this morning have perfectly illustrated what we do in academic exploration about how we connect students to those opportunities. So we have Island and Kelsey who all talked about things that they're doing within their major. Island mentioned some things outside of the classroom with NUSCA and CPB. This is all of the things that we also want our students to consider as far as how to get connected to the university and how to have other opportunities that you're going to learn a little bit more about a career direction. So for all of those aspects that they talked about, these are opportunities that would be available for you as well and that we're going to help you to connect with. Also Stephanie Morris, who spoke about career services. They're right downstairs from our office. So we happily will introduce students to the professionals downstairs, encourage them to get connected to that department sooner than later. It's never too soon to start your career exploration with that department on our campus to set up your handshake account. So there are many facets of the program that we can guide students through to make sure that their experience in the program with not only deciding their major, but it supports all of the things that they need to understand a major that they're considering, a career direction that they're considering for after graduation, to make sure they're just in step along the way. Lastly, what I want to say, and I think this is something that's more important now than ever before, is the support, the holistic support that we offer students. So right now, all the students in attendance, I just want to take a second to say, This is just a tremendous time in education for what you are all dealing with and how you're going about school in this day and age with dealing with this pandemic. And what I can assure you is that those of us who work at the university and the conversations we're having among ourselves as colleagues have everything to do with the amount of empathy and concern that we have for students right now in this day and age. And all of us doing our best to engage students, to support them, and to see them through this in the most successful manner possible. So it is no small feat that you are all dealing with this situation and working on your high school experience as well and your education with the challenges that you're facing. But I want to encourage you to consider that these are the things that are going to further develop you as a person, as a student, and actually prepare you for higher ed. A fair amount of the independent routines that you're doing right now and the extra communication that you're also using in your settings with your teachers and others, these are all attributes and skills that will serve you well in higher ed. So with that in mind, academic exploration it's important to us that holistic support is there for students. So aside from deciding your major, making sure you're connected to all of the services and all the resources that we have at our campus to make your experience the most enjoyable, the most productive, and the most successful for you for all that you want to achieve while you're at Niagara University. So thank you so much for your time and attention. I welcome any future visits throughout the academic year so that maybe once we get back to in-person things, it'd be great to have any kind of meetings one-on-one to further answer your questions and support your needs as a student, deciding these choices in front of you as far as what comes after high school. So good luck to you for the rest of your year and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thanks so much.
All right, thank you, Carolyn. You couldn't have hit it on the head much better, I'd say. Our academic exploration program is awesome. Carolyn and her team is awesome. Next, we're gonna toss it over to Dr. Peter Butera, who is our Dean for the College of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Butera.
Hi, Bill. Thank you. And welcome everyone to our now virtual open house here at Niagara University. And like all of the speakers have said, it's too bad you can't be here today because it really is a beautiful sunny fall morning. I'm gonna try to share my screen here and see if this will work. No, I don't think so. All right, not a problem. Unless they enable my screen sharing, but. So as Bill indicated, I'm a Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, and I was reflecting on some things I would like to share with you today. And one of the things that I thought about was why would you choose Niagara University, or more specifically, why would you choose? There we go. Thank you. Why choose a major in the College of Arts and Sciences? And I thought about three things that I would leave you with, three ways to answer that question. Why choose Niagara University, or more specifically, why choose a major in the College of Arts and Sciences? And as I was looking at the spreadsheet of who's attending today's event, I saw that there are probably at least students interested in at least 9 majors in the College of Arts and Sciences. And that reflects one of the answers to that question: why choose the College of Arts and Sciences at Niagara University? Trying to advance. Yeah, there we go. So one point that I would leave you with is the diversity that you see in the College of Arts and Sciences. In the College of Arts and Sciences, we have 38 undergraduate majors and probably over 50 academic minors. These majors include the social and behavioral sciences, psychology, criminal justice, social work, political science, international studies, among others. The natural sciences and physical sciences, chemistry and biochemistry, biology and life sciences, environmental science, mathematics, computer and information sciences. and the humanities, communication and media studies, history, English, theater and fine arts, philosophy, modern languages, to name a few. And as you can see on the slide, we also have 3 master's programs in criminal justice administration, cybersecurity, and international studies. We also have several accelerated programs, 4+1 programs in criminal justice, computer science and cyber, psychology, mental health counseling. And we also have new 3+3 programs with UB and St. John's Schools of Law. Those accelerated programs allow students to complete a master's and a bachelor's degree in 5 years, and a bachelor's degree and a JD in 6 years. So you're really kind of shaving 1 year off of those graduate programs. The second answer to that question, why choose NAG University? And that's our faculty. College of Arts and Sciences is home to highly credentialed faculty, outstanding educators, nationally and internationally recognized scholars and scientists who take teaching and learning seriously. With regard to their doctoral training, scholarship, and research, our faculty match up with the faculty at any university. R1 schools like UB, Syracuse, Rochester, and so-called selective liberal arts schools like Colgate, Hamilton, Swarthmore. The third point that I want to leave you with is accessibility and student-faculty interactions. Our faculty in the College of Arts and Sciences are accessible, and they're engaged with students on campus in a variety of ways. During your time here at Niagara, you'll have the opportunity to work with professors on a research project and present that research at regional and international conferences. You're going to work with professors as part of your internships that you've heard about today, as all departments in the College of Arts and Sciences offer internships where students earn course credit for their work at off-campus sites. Internships are a key part of our pre-health program. I know we have several students interested in biology and pre-health. Those students interested in careers in healthcare work side by side with medical professionals in Niagara and Erie counties. In fact, over 3/4 of our graduating seniors in arts and sciences will have completed at least one internship during your time here at Niagara University. And that's just scratching the surface on the kinds of student-faculty relationships you'll develop here as a student on Monteagle Ridge. I want to close with a story. Actually, it's an email that I received back in September. And the email was simply titled, "A Note of Gratitude from a Past Student." This is a student that I knew during my days as a professor over in the psychology department. And she went on to graduate school. I knew that she was in a PhD program, University of Michigan. And she sent me and a couple of my colleagues this email. I just want to share a line or two from that. She wrote to us, she said, "What is most important is that in all of your classrooms, I felt seen for the first time in academia, not out of place or not good enough, but rather a valued part of the educational landscape and someone who is smart and capable. Though you all taught me important lessons about course content, what remains most valuable to me is the lessons you imparted about myself. NU is so fortunate to have each of you, and I am beyond grateful for the role you played in my undergraduate education. Thank you for providing me with a sturdy foundation for my graduate years, helping me persist through the academic pipeline, and for being models of what I aspire to be someday." This young woman recently completed her PhD in clinical psychology back in August, and I really have no doubt that she's going to be a successful faculty member if she chooses to go into academia, or a practicing clinical psychologist should she choose to go in that direction. I'll leave you with some contact information here. If you want to reach out to me, either by phone or email, or you can visit our website. So once again, I want to thank you for taking some time out of your Saturday to spend it with us here virtually. And I'm going to be hanging around for the Q&A afterwards. So If any of you have questions about those majors in arts and sciences, I'll be around. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Dr. Patera. You can just lean back a little bit and you can bask in the sunshine of your office there. That's pretty great. Next, we're gonna toss it across the street for me from the Gallagher Center over to the academic complex and Bisgrove Hall. And I'm gonna introduce Dr. Mark Frascator, who is our Dean of the College of Business. Dr. Frascator.
Yes, thank you. Hi, everybody. I'm Mark Frascator. I'm the Dean of the College of Business. I'm here in beautiful Bisgrove Hall on a beautiful Saturday morning. It's good to be with you today. I'm glad to have a few minutes to talk to you, and I will talk a little bit about our college and our faculty. We also have our Associate Dean, Dr. Ann Rensel, who will speak to you a little bit about our majors in academics. And Ann is here in a classroom, and she'll talk to you from there. So, as everybody has said, and I can't emphasize this enough, we do the personal touch here. We have small classes. Our faculty are teachers, they're practitioners, they're scholars, and they're mentors. So when you come on board here, you will be assigned an academic advisor, and you also have our assistant dean, Kelly Asklar, to help you choose your courses, to choose your major, to make your way, to get internships, study abroad, whatever it is you need. And like I said, our professors are also practitioners, and what that means is that they have been out in industry, they work, they have contacts out with regional companies and beyond, and they help our students get jobs. What I would love to see, in fact, speaking of internships, is that every graduate from the College of Business have an internship by the time that they graduate. I would also like to see, and this is my greatest regret from college, is that I didn't do a study abroad. And I would love to see every single student in the College of Business do a study abroad in some way. Obviously, when this blows over, when the pandemic blows over, then we'll be free to travel again. And I want everybody to do a study abroad in some way. We can either do full semester study abroads, or we also have about 2-week trips with a professor. I did one with a finance professor, and we took a group of 10 students to London last January, and we studied the financial industry in London. We visited Morgan Stanley. We were on the trading floor. I mean, it was awesome. So it was a 10-week trip, and it's 4 credit. So these are the types of things we like to do. Let me turn it over now to our Associate Dean, Ann Rensel, and she's going to talk a little bit about our programs that we offer here in the College of Business. So Dr. Rensel.
Hi, everyone. So I thought everyone might like to see a little bit about our classroom environment. So that's why I set my presentation up in one of our 2 computer labs in the College of Business. You can see that we have the room already set up for social distancing. This is how we handle the situation with the virus now. We're all speaking and using masks. So the environment is safe, but we also have these fabulous technology capabilities for us here as well. So for the College of Business, we have 4 distinct majors. We also have an economics major. So the major business majors we have are accounting, we have finance, we also have economics tied with that, we have management, and we have marketing. And within these majors, we have interesting areas that you can focus on. In the accounting area, we prepare you for either following the CPA track or the CMAA, which is the managerial accounting track. That's a new program that we are starting presently. We have a great deal of contact with the local firms in Buffalo, so we're very well positioned to get you on your career path for going into accounting. In finance, we have a very well-known finance professor here. For anyone who watches or listens to WBEN in the morning, Mr. Ed Hutton has multiple years of experience in the field, and he is always willing and very happy to help students and move them along. He also governs the investment fund that the university gives our students to run, and he has some quite amazing returns on this over the last few years. In the economics area, we have a large economics faculty. We do have a major, both a Bachelor of Science and a Bachelor of Arts in economics, if you're interested in that particular area. I'm sure Dr. Frascator will have a few more words about that, as he's an economist by training. In the management area, which is my area, we have 4 concentrations. They span a variety of topics. The most common one that most students who are interested in the College of Business and in management start in is something that we call our integrative or general management. We then move on to or have other opportunities in the area of supply chain. We have human resources, and we also have international. Sometimes when we'll tend to mix students across these concentrations because many of them link and merge together. Finally, we have marketing, and marketing has some new and innovative programs that are coming along very nicely. We have a standard marketing curriculum, but on top of that, we have formed very deep relationships with the food industry in the Western New York region. I'm not really sure if people are aware of the density of food distribution, manufacturers, and food firms like Tops and Wegmans that sit in this particular region. And we have been very fortunate to have the support of the top tier executives to support our program in the food area. On top of that, we are now starting up a digital marketing track through that program as well, led by Dr. Paul Richardson, who is very well known in the social media and digital marketing realm. So our programs are diverse, and they allow you to explore a multitude of areas across different ranges in business. I will comment, however, first of all, I'm a teaching faculty. That's why I'm happiest in my classroom here, where I usually teach a lot of the IT classes. And also, that means I'm also an advisor. And I have to say that many times students come in not knowing exactly what they want to do in business. That being said, we invite students to join us, and they join as general business or integrative management. Then we'll move you into the area that interests you as your interests develop. For example, a lot of times a student will come in as an integrative management student, take the first marketing class, and say, oh, wow, this is exactly what I want to do. And then they'll move into that track. So it's a very nice opportunity for students to come in, explore a bit about what business is about, and then be able to choose the career path they're most interested in. If you're at all interested in business, we sincerely suggest that you join us as incoming students. It makes it easier when your curriculum flows through. It makes it generally a lot easier for you to flow into our program. So if you have any interest at all in business, please come join us. At the end, we'll be posting some contact information. You can contact me. You can contact our Assistant Dean, Miss Kelly Escalar, or Dr. Frascator. All of us are very happy to speak to you and very happy to talk about our programs and the opportunities that exist. Dr. Frascator?
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Rensel. That was great. I really have little to add. I don't want to take too much time, but what I will do is instead of posting our contact information, we'll email that out to you. So should you have any questions about business, you can follow up with any of us. So thank you again for joining us, and I'll turn it back to Bill.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Retzel and Dr. Frascator. Most appreciated. Next is going to be our College of Education and the many different opportunities that are within there. And it is Dr. Foote. Go right ahead.
Welcome to Niagara. I have so much to tell you and so little time to share in, but I would really like to get right down to it for the College of Education. Obviously, in the College of Education, at the undergraduate level, we are preparing teachers, and we welcome all different kinds of teachers with interests in all different areas. What makes Niagara's program and all of our programs in the College of Education unique is that, and what we do differently than other institutions across the state of New York, is that you are admitted as an education major in your first semester. And you begin taking education coursework and doing education field experiences out there in real schools, starting in your first semester of study. Most institutions across the state will let you in as a major in education, but you don't start taking education classes and you don't start doing field experiences usually until your junior year. We don't want you to get to your junior year and then find out that you actually don't even like kids, because that doesn't make for the greatest teacher of all time. We have an amazing 4-year graduation rate within the College of Education, and quite a number of our students actually are already starting on their master's degree work, their graduate level work, as part of their undergraduate experience. All of our students for the last 3 years who wanted jobs as teachers had jobs as teachers within 1 year of graduation. I said all of them, all of them. We have about 3% who didn't want them and decided they would go full-time to graduate school. So 97% of them are out there working, but also going to graduate school. We have outstanding passing rates on the state certification exams. Another little tip I would like to give folks is that you can compare, and it is public knowledge, the state certification exams for all programs in the state of New York. If you see programs that have 100% across the board, that's a tip to you that they're not allowing their candidates to graduate until they do pass the exams. There are 3, 4, and sometimes 5 exams that candidates need to pass. You want to find programs that have mid to high 90s% pass rate across the board, but not 100% across the board, because you want to be able to graduate, go out there and work, even if it's not yet certified, as opposed to not having your bachelor's degree and therefore not being qualified to work in most school districts. And we don't drop our students if for one time they didn't pass one of those exams. We let you graduate, we follow up with you and support you through tutoring and other means until you can pass those. And so all of our candidates are out there working because they are passing. And we have outstanding 4+1 and 4+2 graduate program opportunities. And I said most of our students are starting with at their undergraduate level, getting their graduate coursework in as well. We have the following majors. I'm probably not going to be able to list them all, but pretty much across the board, from 2- and 3-year-olds to high school AP, we offer certification programs within the College of Education, and lots of interesting minor opportunities that candidates have, from literacy minor to ASL Deaf Studies to developmental disabilities, studio arts, theater. But you can become an elementary teacher, a middle school teacher, a high school teacher, a special education teacher in the elementary or the high school, or a teaching English to speakers of other languages teacher as a result of the programs that we have. I heard Dr. Frescatore say he hopes that all of the candidates within the College of Business complete internships before they graduate. Every candidate in the field of education and teacher education has at least 6 different internships, but most of them have 9 different internships as a result of us placing our candidates their freshman year in every semester all along the way in different places. And the reason we're excited about doing this is because you may come in thinking, oh, you know what, I want to be an elementary teacher. I just love kindergartners. And then you get out there for your first field experience and you're like, whoa, wait a minute, I'm not doing this. And we can give you opportunities to try out other fields. You know, maybe it's elementary, maybe you want to be a high school English teacher. And our 4-year graduation rate within the College of Education is the best at the institution, and Niagara University is one of the best in Western New York in a 4-year graduation. So we can get you in, let you try different things and find out exactly the kind of teacher you want to be. And the field experiences help with that, because you will have urban, suburban, rural, private, Catholic, charter experiences, so that when you finish and the job market is as amazing as it is, you will know exactly where it is you want to go. And because of that great market, there will be jobs exactly where you want them to be. I'm going to leave you with some contact information. You have my email. You also have the email of Tammy Bruno, who's the assistant dean within the College of Education. She's sort of like our school counselor, and it's because of her that we have the most amazing 4-year graduation rate. You don't get to your senior year without having some class that you were supposed to take a long time ago and not graduating. She makes sure you get through. So I appreciate it. We hope you'll join us for other sessions where I can talk slower. And you're welcome any day. I'm always here. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Dr. Foote. You know, as a teacher, sometimes you have to talk fast, and you did a great job. So next, are we going to get a little glimpse into the Hospitality and Tourism Management College? And for that, we're going to hand it over to the assistant to the dean, Miss Christina Bradshaw. Go ahead, Christina.
Good morning. Happy Saturday, everyone. Just wanted to, first of all, thank you for showing up and meeting with all of us. It's an exciting Saturday, sunny morning. Just to give you a little bit of a background about our program and how we got started. I'm also an alumni and got hired right off the spot at our New York hotel experience in New York City. I'm not going to tell you how long ago. Worked with Liberty Travel for 10 plus years, and I was top sales agent. We require all of our students to have 800 hours of industry experience. And in saying and doing that, employers come to us and they say, they are so impressed that they're able to hire our students with managerial degree experience. But more importantly, students are put in through a management training program. So for instance, when students start out with their hotel degree, we have representatives come in and they will put our students through a hotel restaurant management training. And that allows the students to work in all different areas and also allows the students to have expertise in those areas. So our students now are coming back as alumni. We just had a virtual alumni Air Vista Bella yesterday, and we had about 100 representative students and alumni show up. Over 40 alumni every year come to our program to hire our students. And the beauty of that is that those alumni continue to come back to hire our students, and they're coming in from across the country. So like Ian had mentioned, as a freshman, students can start out, they can join CMAA, Club Managers Association. It is a national organization, and students are getting hired as freshmen all the way to their senior year, working in industry experiences, but getting a chance to work all the logistics. So they're working club areas, they're working the restaurant area, they're working the food service area. And it's allowing these students as freshmen, by the time they grow, they've already had experience working throughout resorts, restaurants, and now we have students working in Hawaii, California, New Mexico, Las Vegas, and they'll come back to us. And then some of these students that are working entrepreneurs, Tony Scioli works with My Tomato Pie, and he has 5 restaurants now. And he comes back to me every year and says, I'm trying to find a Niagara University student, because the uniqueness of our program is that our students are getting hired. And they're not getting hired just in this area, but they're getting hired across the country. And those students are growing. The Alumni Association has really flourished. The tourism program, we now have students that are working with conventions, resorts, facilitators, the Niagara Tourism Global Association. We have students with PGA Tours. We have students with CVB, the Buffalo Convention Center. And again, those alumni were also on our venue yesterday, where we got to walk through a campus live. And they're getting a chance to talk to students about their own personal experience, as well as what they're doing now. And they graduated also just a few years ago. We are the only college that offers their own summer baseball league. So our Niagara Power is student run. It's actually held on campus. And our students actually run and operate it as if they're running their own baseball operations. So these students are getting a chance to work with athletes across the country. We house them also at Niagara, and our students are actually doing everything on the logistics side. So everything that you can imagine, from ticket sales, operations, how to run a sporting arena, to ordering the food trucks, all of the food operations, as well as the apparel. These students are actually getting hands-on experience. Our students are required to work community service hours for any of our clubs, and we have 3 unique clubs, CMA. We have our Hospitality Tourism Association, where I got the opportunity to travel with these students last semester. We went to the Cleveland Country Club, where we currently have 4 alumni working. We went to the New York City, they had Westchester County and 4 clubs that were all PGA women organizations, as well as Golf Association World Championships representatives that these golf managers and club managers were hiring our students. And the Sport Management Association, the previous semester, students were going to Boston, getting a chance to go to Fenway Park. They're working with the Boston Bruins. And now the Pagulas and Sports Organization Marketing and Entertainment are one of the only organizations that comes through and hires our students as interns. So we now have students that are working with Pagula Sports and Entertainment. But we also have Kyle Barker, who graduated from our program, who actually helps run not only the sport organizations, but students film ESPN Live on our campus. And students are getting a chance to have this true life experience that they are not able to get in any other program. What also makes Niagara College of Hospitality and Tourism Management students special is that we are small. So we have 15, 18, 19 students in a classroom, and they're getting a chance to work on research projects, hand-on opportunities. The Special Olympics is a diversity that students get a chance to work, and they're actually meeting with students of special needs, and the Olympics and the game sports are right on campus. Our students get a chance to do internships with Disney. Our students get a chance to work with Lake Como program, a broad program where they have 4 semesters of Italian. And I got the opportunity to shadow 4 students last semester for the summer. At the end of their semester Italian class, they were placed in leading hotels. And these students are working in 4- and 5-star luxury resort properties. And then the students come back and now they're able to interview with other hotel general managers, knowing that they have worked in an international property. These are properties where George Clooney and celebrities stay at luxury resorts. And this is a lifetime opportunity for our students. The Peru program, students work half of the summer where they're working with a children's orphanage, and the other half where they're working in the hotel with Luma in Lima. And those students are actually getting a chance to work hands-on in Peru, but also with these children. Students come back to me and they say it's absolutely life-changing. And through part of that Spanish or Italian experience, students can earn a minor all within the 4 years. And many of the students that do a summer program, whether it's Disney, Lake Como, or Peru, a lot of those students will graduate a whole semester early. So some of our students will graduate, about 20 students every semester will graduate in December instead of May. And that's a huge opportunity so students can start working and still come back and participate in the May graduation. So students are getting a chance to really have a lifetime opportunity experience. We also have a program where students can travel to Korea, Vietnam, Finland. They also offered a free summer program where students could take summer classes. And every semester, we also have a true exchange program with St. John's, which is our sister school. And students, every single student has the opportunity to study abroad at the same cost as they would taking their classes right in the classroom at NU. So I think that not only the club experience, but the true practical experience is what helps us maintain close to 100% job placement. And for us, it's really a true experience for us to have students come back every year, not only for our alumni advantage, but our career fair. And we host a career fair just for our students so that students are being able to be placed in a job prior to the semester that they're graduating. So students can attend the career fair, work with career services, and also attend the career fair and the alumni every semester that they're at Niagara and just keep rebuilding their resume. And that networking component is helping our students grow, as well as build that they're at a professional level to start working as soon as they graduate.
All right, thanks, Christina. Certainly a good glimpse into what the college does. Last but certainly not least, as we all know how important our nursing and our nursing field is, but I wanted to give an opportunity to Maggie Coyne, who is our interim dean for the College of Nursing, to speak about our awesome and very highly touted nursing program. Go ahead, Maggie.
Bill, thank you. I want to thank everybody for joining us this morning. And also, I want to thank all of my colleagues who have given such a great picture of Niagara University and the totality of it. What I want to do, talk about with nursing, we'll kind of narrow it down a little bit. And specifically, the School of Nursing has been around for quite a while. We had a period where the school was closed for a little bit, but we're back up and running since 2012. What I want students to understand is that nursing is a science-focused, science-grounded profession. And you could say, what's different about the Niagara School of Nursing? And I would start out, first of all, saying that when you are admitted to nursing, you are a nursing student. It isn't something that you have to wait 2 years, do the sciences, and then come back to it and say, I'd like to reapply. So day one, once you are admitted to the program, you're a nursing student. The other thing is that we are small, we are agile, and we can respond very quickly to changes that we need to address. We also, our faculty know our students. Your classes are about 30 students in the traditional program. And we do keep in touch as you are moving through the sciences in your freshman year. We stay in touch with the faculty in the biology department, in chemistry, in the rest of the arts and sciences courses. So we know as you're going through whether or not you may need help or to support you and say, hey, you're doing a great job. We have a progression and retention committee that keeps our eye on students as they go along. And we have a member of that committee, Ms. Elizabeth Englert, who works with the College of Arts and Sciences. So we are here to work with you. Mrs. Laura Holthouse, who is available at any time to talk to students, is kind of like the mom on site in the School of Nursing. And she's there to help with anything that students need to get through. What I do want to talk about is we have 3 programs. There's the traditional program, which is the 4-year to a baccalaureate degree. The second program is our accelerated program. So say you go and you say, I want to go to Niagara, but if somewhere along the line you say, gee, I was talking to someone, I really want to go into nursing. We do take transfer students into the School of Nursing. We also work with Dr. Mackey in the academic exploration program. So if students are going along and they say, I'd like to try that, you could go into the academic exploration program, and then you could say, I'd like to take some nursing courses. We work that out, and maybe this is something that you'd like to do. What I will go back to right now is that in your freshman year and part of your sophomore year, you're doing all of those sciences. However, we do have a course that you take in your freshman year that gives you an introduction to nursing. So you would start to learn about Florence Nightingale, you would learn about nursing theory. What is it? What is nursing? What is that profession? We also work with you in terms of learning the mathematics of nursing. How do you calculate drugs? How do you do those things? I do want to call out at this point that the American Nursing Association, which is a professional organization for nursing, and the World Health Organization are recognizing nurses this year. It is the Year of the Nurse 2020, the 200th anniversary of Florence Nightingale, and that is a national and world recognition of nursing as a profession. But let's go on. When do you actually start to take care of patients? And that's something students would ask and have asked me as we go through our introduction, and that would be in your sophomore year. You do have a course in your freshman year, which is Nursing 350, second semester, introduces you, how do you touch another human being? How do you do that? Your first semester sophomore year, you take nursing assessment. That moves you from how do you touch someone to how do you know what's going on with them? You then take Nursing 372, which is Med-Surg, and that takes you right to the bedside. Now, throughout those initial courses, you're going to be doing skill lab, which we take you right into the skill lab with a professor, and you learn how to actually use a stethoscope. How do you use a blood pressure cuff? Those are things that we prepare you so that when you get to the clinical site, you're ready and you're comfortable. Now, our clinical rotations are between 8 and 10 nurses. That is predicated on New York State law for our education of nurses. The other thing is that you would work with one professor and they work with the teams on the floor, and you get to work with nurses and patients and see how what that's about. Some of the questions that I've been asked recently are, how has nursing managed COVID? How are our nursing students going into clinical sites? And I will tell you that in the spring, it was quite a challenge because We didn't have the playbook. We didn't quite know how are we going to do this. So we worked with health services on campus. We worked with New York State Department of Health, Niagara County Department of Health, and we made some critical decisions in collaboration with our students, with their families, with the faculty, and with administration on campus. And our students did remain in clinical for quite a period of time. We worked with the hospitals, and you could say, well, what are the hospitals that we work with? What hospitals am I going to be going to learn how to be a nurse? We work with Niagara Falls Memorial. We work with Mount St. Mary's, Kaleida, Erie County Medical Center, Catholic Health, which would include Kenmore Mercy, South Buffalo Mercy, Sisters Hospital. And what we worked with the education teams in each of those hospitals to determine what kind of assignments our nursing students would have. I'm very proud of the way our students conducted themselves. Those who could not, for whatever reason, could not work in clinical, we worked with New York State to provide case studies as well as virtual learning experiences so that they could get the credit for the hours that they needed. This is a licensed program, and we move our students toward taking the NCLEX exam after graduation. And when we look at that, you could say, well, what is the graduation, or what is the rate for passing? In 2019, it was 83%, and we recognize that in 2020, at 71%, our students were affected by the transition to online classroom, as well as the COVID experience. So you might say to me, Dean Coyne, what are you doing now to help those students and our students going forward? We are putting together review sessions for our current students, and we have reached out to those students who had difficulty with the exam to help them as well. As far as our work with those students, they are reaching out to us, and we will remain connected to them. In closing, I would add to you that nursing is a profession that is based on a public trust. And if you look at the Gallup poll, out of every 100 people that the pollsters come in contact with and say, who do you trust? Nursing remains at the top of that profession. And I will tell you, and in our common experience, we as nurses tend to get calls from family members, friends when something goes wrong. It reinforces that trust. And as a profession, as a nursing profession, the School of Nursing takes that very seriously. Our faculty work very closely with our students, and we seek out those opportunities for our students to learn and to reinforce what nursing is about. I love being a nurse. I know Mrs. Holthouse loves her position in the School of Nursing, and she's the one who will start answering your questions right away. She has put her name up on the chat, and we are available if you want to do a virtual meeting with some of our students. If you want to meet with us at any point along the continuum, we are here. And I'm proud to be a member of the Niagara community, and I welcome you to come and talk to us. Bill, I'm going to hand it back to you.
All right, well, thank you, Maggie, and thanks for your great words about the program. I'm actually going to toss it right over back to Kelsey, who's going to take the rest of the show from here. Go ahead, Kelsey.
Thank you, Bill, and thank you to our academic deans. It was great to hear all of the program opportunities that NU has to offer across the entire spectrum. As we near the end of our program, we're going to close with a highlight on financial aid. I know those are the questions everyone is wondering about. So Francesca, our Associate Director of Admissions, is going to hop back on. If you think of any questions, financial aid or otherwise, please put them in the chat box, because we have a whole team that's here, and we'll answer those questions right after Francesca's done. Francesca?
Yes, thank you. Hello again, everyone. I hope you guys are having a great open house and finding it very informative. I'm just going to briefly talk about financial aid. Just a reminder, I know we mentioned it earlier, but we are going to be having a specific financial aid Q&A event this coming week, so definitely take a look at that on our website. But just to jump right into it, first I'm going to talk about our merit scholarships that we have at Niagara. Right here on the screen, you'll see it's a range from about 10 to 23,000. These merit scholarships are coming directly from the admissions office. So with your application, As soon as you apply, it's evaluated, and when a student's accepted, they see what they've qualified for right within their application or their acceptance letter. So again, these merit scholarships are through the admissions office, and then financial aid in the FAFSA is something different. But these merit scholarships are based on your application, your GPA, if you submit your test scores, and any additional documents that you have part of your application. Next, just to talk about the FAFSA, this is the free application for federal student aid. So all the information on this form is the driving factor to determine any eligibility for aid that's other than merit scholarships. So this is need-based aid from the state, federally, grants, work study, loan opportunities. So students become eligible after filling out this form. For this coming class, the fall of 2021, the 2021-2022 application for the FAFSA opened on October 1st, so students have been able to get on in there and fill that out. This is based on 2019 taxes, so just to keep that in mind. So as a student and the families are filling this out, it's a prior year, so it's based on 2019. It's definitely pretty intensive when it comes to filling it out, so we definitely recommend getting a head start on it and completing it by Thanksgiving. It's just a good idea to get a head start for many reasons. We're going to be sending out financial aid packages, and if you have it in by Thanksgiving, it's definitely a good indicator that you're going to receive it in early January. So our financial aid packages are basically a package that will show and explain to you everything that you're receiving in terms of aid. So merit scholarships from the admissions office, need-based grants, like I mentioned, loans, work study, anything that you might be eligible for is going to be listed on these financial aid packages. So this package at the end of it will basically explain to you what the price of the university will be for you and your family. So that having that FAFSA completed early is definitely a great idea, so that you can move forward with getting this package early and that you can see what the price of the university would be for you and your family and how you could proceed from there. Communication with us and with the financial aid office is key, just to let us know if you have any questions about what's going on. If you have anything to add in terms of, any additional aid that you might need. There's endowment scholarships that are on our website that students can take a look at. There's an SOS, which is our scholarship search portal, that students will have access to when they're an accepted student. And they can apply starting in January for those as well. So there's a lot out there, a lot of scholarship opportunities, and there's a lot of aid that we want to help our students with, especially in the times that we are now. So definitely just keep in contact with us and with our financial aid office, and we will help you from there. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks so much, Francesca. That was awesome. So we hope that we've answered a lot of the questions that you guys have had here today. It's been awesome hearing from so many representatives from across Niagara spectrum. So now I would like to direct your attention to some of our admissions office representatives who will be here to answer any questions, anything that you guys may have. These guys are awesome. They're ready, they're willing. So I want to turn it over to Ben Asher, who is the co-director of first year enrollment, who has been tracking your questions in the online chat, and also as questions come up, please put them in the chat.
Thanks, Alan. Again, I just want to reiterate, I appreciate everyone joining on today. Sorry. We obviously wanted to have you on campus, and rest assured, once we are able to go back in person, we will be notifying you, letting you know, and get you back on campus. So there weren't a lot of questions. A lot of stuff was answered, obviously, in presentations today. There were two that came in my private chat, so we're going to go with those for right now. And the first one was asking how you guys can connect to your counselors in relation to our Equal Experience Scholarship and just questions in general. And so I'm actually going to turn it over to Kyle Schwindler, one of our Senior Assistant Directors of Admission, to take that question.
Awesome. Thank you, Ben. And still good morning, almost afternoon to everybody who is still with us here. And again, we thank you for tuning in, and we thank you for jumping on and being able to get some information. I know today we've been giving you a ton of information. That's our biggest goal, is we want you to be able to absorb all of this, be able to understand how we can help you through your whole admissions process. So reaching out to us in admissions and reaching out to the campus, that's something we strongly encourage, especially through our Eagle Experience Scholarship. you have to connect with us and be able to kind of meet, and we can do that on a virtual format or over the phone. But what's really nice is we have a website in admissions. You could just like Google admission staff or underneath undergraduate admissions. I'm going to send the link right now. That link, underneath each admissions counselor, there's a connect with me button. And if you'd like to meet with your admissions counselor virtually and one-on-one, you can set up a time and schedule a time. You'll get an email right away with a link to tune in. So not only are our admission schedules out there for you to see, but then you can find a time that works for you to schedule a visit if you do have. When I say visit, I mean a virtual one-on-one quick little Zoom. And we really want to be able to answer your questions. Now, I know what you've heard all day and all morning from our faculty and from our staff is reach out to us if you have questions. Reach out to us if you have questions. All of us, I'll be completely honest, have gone through a college search process. We've all graduated. I myself have graduated from Niagara, but none of us have ever had to deal with a college search process through a pandemic. We recognize that this situation is very unique, and it has a lot of twists and turns, lots of ups and downs. So please, we want to make sure that we're helping you in as much as we can. We want to make sure we're answering your questions. We want you to make your college decision backed by facts, backed by information. You know everything about Niagara. You have all the financial aid. You have all the financials worked out. You know, you've talked to the deans. You've met with current students. You know exactly what it means to be a Niagara University student. I don't want you to make your college search decision as a shot in the dark. Just kind of eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And we would hate for you to not come to Niagara because it's too expensive. We want to be able to have these conversations with you. So that link I sent in there, if anything comes up, you, your parents, small questions, big questions, you're not sure what to do next, are all of my things in, whatever it is, we want to just be here for you and offer our support. I always joke, we have 2 phones in admissions, or I do. One's my personal phone and one's my work phone. We all have them in the admissions office. You can text us, call us. Our work cell phone numbers are listed right on that website. We just want to be as accessible as we can. I think that's the vibe that you have picked up across our campuses. We're really helpful. It's a very personalized institution, and we want to make sure that Niagara is going to be the best spot for you through your college search process. So the long answer is you can click that link and connect with us that way. Send us email, send us text, whatever is easiest for you. I always say is easiest for us. Ben?
Thank you, Kyle. That's great. And he's not wrong. We pretty much all do have 2 cell phones. And it is always a question of mine of, do I carry both pockets in my phone, or how do I even do that? So thank you, Kyle, for putting that link in there. That is a great way to connect with us. That is relatively new for us, and we're really excited about it as well in the admissions office. And obviously you can tell we are somewhat biased. We would love to see all of you at Niagara, but ultimately I believe everyone in our admissions staff, we are truly here to help you find the best fit. That is our role. That is why we've all gotten into admissions and enrollment. Yes, we're biased. We want you to come check out NU. We're glad you're here today. We do ultimately want to be that helping hand in you making the best decision and the best fit for not only you, but your family and what's best for your future. So I have one final question that I'm going to swing out there before we close down for the day. I'm going to turn this over to one of our students, Mairead. I had a question come in asking what relationships between students and advisors are like, and how advisors are preparing students for life after NU. And I thought, rather than have me tell you about it, I'd like to have a student. So, Mairead.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mairead. I'm an international studies major and a senior at NU. So I actually have 2 advisors because I am in the pre-law track. So Dr. Riley is my main advisor, and he is honestly amazing. He helps with so many things, and he's also one of my professors. So with him, I've been able to write papers for the UN that are going to be published, and it's actually going to be presented at UNESCO conference in February. So that's a huge opportunity that he has given to us. And then he also is there to help with scheduling classes and with all of that. So your advisors really help you with that things. And Professor Hinckley is my pre-law advisor, and he is helping me with the law school application process right now. So he's reading my resume, he's reading my personal statement, he's writing a letter of recommendation for me. So really reach out to your advisors when you can. try to do it at least a couple times a year if you don't have them as professors, but a lot of your advisors are going to be your professors as well. So it just makes it easier to have a sort of connection with them throughout your time at NU. And it's really important to meet with them, to learn from them, to get opportunities from them, because they will recommend you for stuff if you have a good relationship with them. Professor Hinckley also recommended me for an internship at a district attorney's office this semester, so that also helped with that as well. So make sure you connect with your advisors whenever you can.
Great, thank you so much. So many good points. I think it's just so unique. I unfortunately am not from this area. I was not a graduate of NU. And the school that I attended had a completely separate advising department, and they were advising me and 85 different other students across all 100 majors offered at the program at the university. And so to have your advisors be in your department and care about you and focusing on you and your life after NU is just so important. So as I mentioned, that was all the questions that we had come in. So the first thing I want to do, again, thank everybody for being here, for logging on today, for staying through the show. A lot of information. As I had mentioned, we are very hopeful to have in-person visits back very soon, and we'll be notifying you, reaching out from the admissions staff, from everyone here at NU, letting you know as soon as that happens. And when visits do open up, we will follow guidelines in order to ensure safety for everybody that is here on campus. And you can check those out, www.niagara.edu/visitnu. I should have had that prepared to put in the chat here for everybody to check out, but if you just Google Niagara University and visit, it'll pop right up. All of our events, including personal. Thank you, Brian. Brian put that in the chat for us. So again, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. We wish you all the best during your senior year or junior year or whatever year you're in. We wish you the best, and we hope to see you on campus soon. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.